Hello, welcome, Bone Storm, Mr. Adjustment over there on the Christmas tree side. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Are we recording?
We are recording. I'm going to now share the screen of the Power of the Points.
Well, while Matthew is doing that, I hope everybody's enjoying the Christmas season as well as playoffs if you're lucky enough to still be in them. However, a couple of more teams might be joining me in the not playing category.
On now. There we go. Okay. So tell me, can you see that?
I can see it.
All right. So before we launch into the review of the four playoff games, I thought I would educate my man, Mr. Kevin, who doesn't watch any of the NFL this last weekend, or didn't watch, I should say, to a few things that happened. First of all, if you'll direct your attention to the all the way left middle with Dak Prescott, I was hoping to get one of Amari Cooper, but I couldn't find one. Dallas and Philadelphia, they're division rivals, you see, Kev. They had a really tough game, and it was back and forth the whole way. Went into overtime, and Dallas looked good at times, not so good at times. I'm sure the Dallas fans, and Jason being one of them, was on the edge of his seat as they went into overtime, only to have Amari Cooper catch the game-winning touchdown and end it. Amari Cooper, in fact, had a huge. He had like 200 and something yards. I think he might have tied or come close to the most amount of points in our league. We'll get to that later. In the
Wow.
other news, Travis Kelce and the Oakland Raiders played the Baltimore Ravens, who gave them all they could handle, and it took them to the last minute to actually come up victorious in that
Wait,
one.
Dallas. Wait. You just said Travis Kelce with the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, sorry, I meant Travis Kelce with the Kansas City Chiefs. Pardon
Yeah.
me. I was skipping ahead of the Oakland Raiders, which was the Pittsburgh game. So
I was like, did he get traded?
no, not yet. Travis Kelce had a huge game against the Ravens. They came up in a big victory there, which was fun to watch. Drew Brees was Drew Brees. Came through again for Mr. Magic Jason. So that was awesome. Although I don't think that was a great game for my guys. It was a tougher one than I expected. But then you have poor Pittsburgh once again heads to Oakland, looking to fix their 0-3 record the last time they've been there. And yeah, no, they didn't. In fact, it was worse than just a loss because they had led for most of the day.
Yeah.
Oakland comes back slowly, slowly, slowly. All of a sudden, they're in front. You're thinking, okay, this is it. I mean, there's literally like 20 seconds left in the game. I'm thinking, it's a miracle if anything happens. Oh, and Ben went out in the game and then came back in, so he was injured, but not all the way injured. He comes back into the end of the game. All of a sudden, throws a pass to, I want to say, who's 88? Darius Hayward Bay, who laterals it back to Juju. They were not expecting that. Who races up the field like the 30-yard line and gets pushed out. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to kick the field goal, takes it into overtime. It's going to be magical, right? First of all, I was down here because they were losing. All of a sudden, I come back up here. I can't believe we're going to be back at this. He slips, falls, game over. Missed field goal. No! What? Again? It was horrible. But as bad as that was for a fan, fantasy-wise, there were two other big things that happened. Fantasy-wise, this didn't matter, but it was great to see the Patriots losing this match. The Patriots had a tougher game than they expected against Miami. Miami was in the entire game. They were back and forth, back and forth. Again, Tannehill gets injured, comes back. Last-minute play. Patriots are up. They've got the game in hand. The only thing that they can be beat by is a touchdown. The Dolphins have the ball, and I don't know what it's just way back in their thing. It's going to be a Hail Mary, right, or something along those lines. So they try
Yeah.
like the hook and ladder, right? They throw like 20, 30 yards, and they pitch it back, pitch it back. All of a sudden, Kenyon Drake has the ball, races up the sidelines. You see Gronk there trying to tackle him. What is Gronk doing on defense? Maybe they thought he'd intercept the ball. Kenyon Drake rushes in. Time expires. They win the game. Patriots lose. It's like, what? The Patriots are normally so disciplined. How could they let that happen in the last minute? It was magical that it happened. So that was a big game with an end like that that just shocked everybody. But poor Greg has to have his heart ripped out by our bottom right-hand corner with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook didn't do much during the game. He had his points here and there, but not much. Gets out of the end of the game, and it's meaningless. The Seahawks have scored so much. The Vikings have to score twice. They don't have enough time left, or at least realistically, they don't have enough time left. Vikings are driving. It's Thielen first down, Thielen first down, Thielen first down. I'm sure Kevin was like, awesome. Just keep cashing them checks, Thielen, right?
Yeah.
Thielen. Oh, go like Dalvin Cook. Wait, what? And up until then, Todd was losing. So the only thing that could have helped him was this garbage time TD, which did. And once again, Greg steps into the playoffs to get the door shut in his face in the first round. So let's get those games in a recap. And we'll start off with the team number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed. That would be
Okay.
Mr.
Hey,
Clemens versus your sister. Sorry.
You
I
talk
forgot you. I
nonstop
forgot
for
you
like
saying
10
the name.
minutes. You can't even give me the 2 minutes that are mine, which is reading off these teams. Okay, we have the Saquon Haha Mustangs who took on the Gentlemen Four Quarterlies and put on a show, scoring 166.9 to Port Terry's 103.6. Congrats on making it to playoffs, but one and done, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Looking at the bench, it didn't look like you could have made too many changes to help you, so you did what you could.
Yeah, it was a
Go ahead
tough
and
game.
keep talking.
It was a tough game because obviously you're going up against the machine that is Mr. 12-1 himself, Saquon, and he did what he does, right? Andrew Luck with 29, Saquon with 33, Travis
Yep.
Kelce with 20, Eric Ebron 16. Boy, Jack Doyle, I'm going to kick your ass if I ever see you for thinking that Eric Ebron wouldn't have a season.
Look it,
And then
we
beat
have
the
a
guy in
flex.
Indianapolis.
We have a flex spot, and Clemens has the guts to throw in another tight end.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Well, Ebron's had a great year. This is a big
I know.
year. Not only that, he gets the benefit, not that he needed it, of another 24 points from the Bears in a huge, dominating defensive victory over the supposedly hot LA Rams, with my man Goff getting the worst of it. We'll get to that later. But 24 points, they just shut him down. Terry had a good day from Aaron Rodgers with a valiant effort over the Falcons there. Rest of her, Keenan Allen had a nice day, but everybody else, nobody was above 13. So rough outing for Terry there. Congrats on managing your team well enough to make it to the playoffs. Better luck next year. Clemens, you're on to round two. Next up.
Next up, we've got the Braille Bombers. Wow. Who fall to the People's Champion, who, for all intents and purposes, doubled up on her. Oh, man. Jason with 160.7 to Mimi's 81.7.
Yep. I mean, it's a combination of inconsistent stars on my mom's team combined with some of their worst days ever. I mean, do you often expect Russell Wilson to end in single digits? Most likely not. Again, against that Minnesota defense who gave up 1,000 points to the Bills, but supposedly kept a good team like Seattle down 21-7. So that was rough on Russell. Leonard Fournette, I mean, again, this is a game you didn't see. Tennessee versus Jacksonville on a Thursday night game, which everybody thought was, who cares about these two teams, right? They're kind of, doesn't matter, blah, blah. Derrick Henry of the Titans put on a flipping showcase. He had like 4 touchdowns and 200-something yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leonard Fournette didn't do anything. I think there was a touchdown score, but it wasn't by Leonard. It was probably by T.J. Yeldon or somebody else like that. So that's her number one guy. A.J. Green out with an injury. I mean, blame that all you want or whatever, but she didn't come to play that day. Jason did what he did. 28 from McCaffrey, 20 from Thomas, 23 from Edelman. He had a big game. Spencer Ware, 17 from Kansas City because of that Kareem Hunt domestic abuse thing now that he's gone. 14 from Josh Gordon. Very nice for Jason. He glides easily into his next matchup. So not much of a show there.
T.J. Yeldon, wasn't he on your team?
Never this year. Years past he had been. He'd been
Are you sure?
on my team.
Because I believe I made a joke because T.J. Yeldon had the same initials as Todd Yoder. I'm almost sure he was on your team this year.
I don't think so. I'd have to look back. I'm pretty sure my mom had him ever since Fournette got injured. I think she's had him the entire year, but we can check that. I know I've had him in prior years, and I know you love the TJ, or not the TJ, the
Todd Yoder
story. Yeah, so, you know.
All right, next game. Up. Ooh, it was a close one.
This is the one.
Shit show managed to put up a decent show, not a shit show.
No.
Only 6 points difference, 148, just falls to the punishment due, which – if I read this correctly, we got 2 Devlins going in the next round. He puts up 154.7 without a starting tight end.
Insane. First of all, we have to look at Amari Cooper's 56.7. That is insane. I think Derrick Henry had like 56.8, which I believe is the highest ever scored by one player. Jason, you can check my math on that. But huge day for Tom with Amari Cooper. That was a big day there, obviously. Deshaun Watson with 20. Dalvin Cook, like I say, 19 in a huge game against Seattle with that last-minute score. Aaron Jones, 19, very nice. It just absolutely amazing that he did that without DeAndre Hopkins having a great day and with no tight end. On the other side, you got Greg, who I'm sure throwing in the towel given his name, but Just granted, he had played a great game. Carson Wentz had a really good game with 24. Jarvis Landry with 26. Rob Gronkowski with 26. Dede Westbrook.
Look at
That's
his
a name for
bench.
21.
Look at
Very
his
nice,
bench.
but not enough to overcome that. And again, here's where your studs fall down on you, and this is why I like the 2-week playoffs. How often does Todd Gurley have an 8.8 day? Almost never.
Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
Whatever.
Look at his bench, though.
Well, yeah, Kenny Stills, 29, I know. And then all the other ones would have outscored his other ones. But Corey Davis, Cortland Sutton, I mean,
yeah.
who are you going to do? Frank Gore, we didn't know was going to have a decent day. I mean, it's all a guessing game, right? And it's got to hurt that a lot of those points on those bench could have swung it the other way, but
yeah.
He went in with what he had, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up.
And finally, we've got the Lisi Stratus, who unfortunately her run to a championship has ended thanks to yours truly, or you truly. The Honor Rollers take her down, putting up 149.7 against her 106.4.
Yeah. Not a great day for the Honor Rollers with a negative 0.3 for Jared Goff. Sweet Jesus, that would not be good coming up in another week. But I thought that a huge day for me for Juju Smith. He had a great day in Oakland. That kid put his heart on the field. Tyreek Hill, while injured, put up 25. It was insane. And they say he's going to start Thursday. I am going to be floored if he actually starts. He's supposed to start this Thursday, so he has a short week. He's injured. He caught like this huge one on 4th and long and like limped off the field and was back on for the next snap. I'm like, that guy's a gamer, man. He's out there. Hopefully he will. The rest of my team was Alvin had a nice day with 18. The Lions defense, thank you, football guys, 22 points. I didn't think they'd do that well. I was hoping for maybe 10, but 22, I'll take that any day. Thank you very much.
Who are you starting next week at quarterback?
Jared Goff. Who am I going to, what am I going to start Baker Mayfield and then have Goff go off? I already had that happen twice this year and got laughed at with, who was it? Not Ryan Fitzpatrick. No, Jameis Winston, Mr. 123 eat the W. Idiot. And I got hosed. Now, I'm sure what's going to happen is if I start Goff this week, he's going to crap the bed again. People are going to be, why don't you start Mayfield? If I start Mayfield, the same thing's going to be reversed. Why don't you start Goff? You don't touch your studs. I got a no-win situation here. No win.
All right.
Let's move on to the matchups. Let's look at the bracket.
So, one round done on the left there. We move on to the semifinals. The penultimate round here.
Who's going to the big dance?
Go up against the Saquon Mustangs. Boy, that is a grudge match if I've ever seen one. Although you against any Devlin would be considered a grudge match because of the toe incident of 08, whenever that was.
Yes.
In the first game, you want to talk about that one first?
We'll get to that later. We actually have the scores. I just wanted you to look at
and then the second game of the semifinals, we've got the punishment due against the people's champion, father against son, Anakin against Luke. It's going to be a showdown.
Absolutely. Let's go to the
Are they getting together? Are they making a big deal of it on Sunday?
Not yet. They haven't. We'll see what they talk about. But let's get to another one where Matt's toe gets stepped on, proverbially. My tight end situation is desperate, and maybe Jason knows that too. Jason didn't have that much money, but I didn't think he would outbid me by $1 on a tight end he doesn't even need. But no, he takes Ian Thomas off my plate. Now I'm stuck with Vernon Davis.
Why do you go so cheap?
I only have $6 left, and I'm not playing. I'm trying to play like, hey, I got one more week. What if somebody gets hurt this week? What if I happen to win this week? I might need those $6 for next week. And I still spent it on other things, but damn it,
all that money on T.J. Yeldon.
T.J. Yeldon is still on my mom's team. I don't need T.J. Yeldon. I need a tight end, David. Thank you. I think Dawn has Cameron Brayton on her friggin' bench. I could have used him with just 2 touchdowns this week, but she's not even starting him. He's on his bench. God, all you people hoarding your damn tight ends.
Well, we can't move them. It'll be a league defunct. So
I know that now, but it's been full weeks I've been without a tight end. I've been playing roulette every week. Is this tight end going to work for Dan? No, God, no. I'm Christopher Walken over here. Let's get to the matchups.
Okay, the matchups. Here we go. Honor Rollers. Ooh, it's going to be a close one. The current projections without any changes to your lineups, we've got You slightly ahead, 161.5 to 157.2. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, me too. This should be really fun. I'm going into it with no expectation whatsoever. I'm going up
You
against
shouldn't have any.
who has only taken one shot to his chin, and I don't know if I'm going to land a punch here. All I can do is set up the best guys I can and hope they have a good day against them. I got Tyreek Hill limping onto the field. I got Jalen Samuels. Who would have thought I'd be starting Jalen Samuels in the semifinal round? Not me, that's for sure. And I'm a Pittsburgh fan.
Chris Herndon?
Connor will
How
start
about
over him.
Chris Herndon? We'll start him again.
Oh, Jesus, I know. He's had a couple of – I've had him now. I swear to God, I think I might have picked him up 3 times this year. I know I've had him twice and started him. I'm scraping the bottom of the damn barrel here, people. It's not pretty. Okay, let's get to the next matchup.
The punishment due, is, according to this line here, but he doesn't even have a starting tight end in yet. He's at 130.
He doesn't have a tight end.
Yeah, and look at. He's in worse shape than you. That's saying something. 134.6 versus his papa, who is slated to get 148.2.
Yeah, this is much like any game against the Patriots. That no one wins in this game. We only get a little bit better because only one Devlin can slink out of this one. Both can't be defeated this weekend. So it's not going to be fun for whoever has to face them in the final round and potentially give another ring to one of these dopes. All I know is that I hope it's Todd over Jason simply because I hope he beats him with no tight end. That would be like, taking off your shoe and fighting with that and still beating him. That would just be hysterical. Hard to not see Jason walking away with a win here, but you know what? Like you said, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey could just go run wild. Phillip Lindsay at Cleveland, my God, that should be a field day for that guy. So I expect big scores out of Jason. Hopefully big scores for Todd because the Watson's playing the Jets. Weren't that great. Amari Cooper, I'm not thinking he's going to get 56 again, but maybe he can help a little bit there. We'll see what the rest of them.
He needs a tight end.
What's that? He doesn't have one. He spent all of his money a week before the season ended, and his tight end got injured. He has no options.
Wow.
He cannot start a tight end.
That's you gotta manage your money a little bit better.
I know.
Although you're right there with them. You're right there with them.
I know. I'm almost as bad as not having a tight end. I have tight ends that I can't count on. But at the event where we were all at, he fully admitted, hey, I screwed up. I spent a little too much, but you know what? Hey, I'm going into it. And he's just going into it with he's playing with house money, right? I mean, he's already won the first round, missing a player.
Yeah.
He's expected to lose. If he wins, it's just the cherry on top, right?
Is there a trade deadline?
Yes, the trade deadline passes before the end of the season. Again, thank you for keeping up with our rules and regulations.
Shut it. Okay.
Nothing done there. So that's our matchup. We got 2 big games. I'm sure Kevin's going to be in front of the TV or down in this local bar since he can't afford it.
I might be watching because I'm really curious to see what happens this weekend. And I will say on behalf of Matt, I am one of them. But because the season ends here quickly, I don't want the winner to be deprived of his winnings. So if you have not yet paid for your entry fee, like myself, get it into Matt at least before 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And what I try to do on the many years that I've never won is as soon as the season's over, those who haven't paid, I immediately reach out and say, hey, let's get this person, whoever won their money, please send it in. I'll cover for you if you need be, but let's get that money paid so that those people get to enjoy the fruits of their labor and their
That's right.
and their great job for this season. So we're down to 2 weeks left. This week is going to be so much fun. There's going to be so much drama. I cannot wait for it. It is the Clash of the Titans that we all expected. I don't know how it's going to come out. I hope there's some fireworks. I hope it's not just a runaway on either case. I hope it's not like 2 teams just clearly just blow away the other 2. I hope it's some back and forth. Let's see if any. I don't know if there's. Oh, it doesn't show here what nights they've done. I'm dying to know if there's any Monday night. Folks that have one person still going on Monday. That's always fun, but you never know how that's going to roll out. I know I have people going tomorrow night, so I'm dang excited about my Thursday night game, and we'll see how it rolls out. It'll be interesting.
I would like to mention that half of the playoffs in the semifinal round came from the Springfield division, who only had a total of 3 to begin with, and the bottom one doesn't make it.
Exactly. So you couldn't, even if you did play well.
That's right.
Well, let's hope next year you actually sniff the playoffs, Mr. 2-11.
Oh, gee, I'd just like to sniff 500 at this point. I'd like to sniff 30% of my games.
Exactly. So, any closing words or words of wisdom for those still in the playoffs? Who we should start? What? Or should we trust our gut? Should we go to a certain site? What would you, Kev? Give us some advice.
My advice to you is that if you have not yet sent out your Christmas cards, I would get those in the mail because it's going to be tight.
That's what she said. All right, Kev, take us home.
Okay, stay classy, Bone Storm.
Oh, I forgot to say, for Kevin, this is Matty signing off. Now take us home again.
Stay classy, Bone Storm. More like a question that time.
Don't.
Don't.
That was good. Oh, crap, I just said stop video. I didn't say stop.